Dear students, Namaste and welcome back to a new mathematics session. In the previous session, we have discussed first 5 questions from exercise 4.5. Hope you have revised well. In today's session, we shall discuss the remaining questions from exercise 4.5. Let's move on to the topic. Now, let's recall all the statements or the results what we have learned so far. The first statement was equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Second one, if the angles made by the chords of a circle at the center are equal, then the chords must be equal. Third one, the perpendicular from the center of a circle to any chord bisects the chord. Next one, the line which is drawn from the center of a circle to bisect a chord must be perpendicular to the chord. Next one, there is one and only one circle passing through 3 given non-collinear points. Next one, 2 equal chords of a circle are at equal distance from the center. Next one, chords at equal distance from the center of a circle are equal in length. Next one, equal arcs subtend equal angles at the center. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. Angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. The sum of the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. If the pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral has sum of 180 degree, then the quadrilateral will be cyclic. So these are the major statements we have studied, and you have to by heart all these statements. Not only by hearting, you must be able to identify the angles and lengths which is mentioned in the statements. So if you study this one properly, it will be easy for you to use it and solve the exercise questions. Next, we shall discuss question number 6. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral whose diagonals intersect at a point E. If angle DBC is equal to 70 degree, angle BAC is 30 degree, find angle BCD. Further, if AB is equal to BC, find angle ECD. So here there is a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. Cyclic quadrilateral, we have already learned the vertices of the quadrilateral must be on the circumference of the circle. Here A, B, C and D, if you check, these points A, B, C and D are on the circumference of the circle. So quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. Whose diagonals intersect at a point E. So let's take the diagonals and it is intersecting at the point E. Angle DBC is equal to 70 degree. So that we have to mark angle DBC is 70 degree. Angle BAC is equal to 30 degree. So BAC we have marked as 30 degree. Find angle BCD. BCD in the sense BCD. This total angle we have to calculate. So first of all, we have to go through the diagram here and we have to check whether there is any angle we can relate with another one. So when you check here the chord CD or DC, DBC is the angle which is marked at 70 degree here, and with the same starting and ending point there is another angle DAC. That means these two angles are angles on the same segment because the starting and ending points are same. So once again DAC and DBC are angle on the same segment. That means we can label it as 70 degree. Here it is 70 degree means this angle also will be 70 degree. So angle CAD is equal to 70 degree, angles in the same segment. Then you can see this total angle, that is angle DAB or BAD, both the way it is correct only. Angle BAD we can calculate by adding these two small angles, that is 70 and 30. If you add, we will get the angle BAD. So angle BAD is equal to 30 plus 70, that is equal to 100. So much difficulty is not there. It means two separate angles are there. If you want to find out the total angle, means we have to add the two measurements which is given to us. So 30 plus 70 we have got as 100 degree. Now you can check again. It is given to us ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. We want something to find out like ECD. ECD in the sense here it is ECD means this angle. And you can see this angle BCD. If you consider angle BCD and another angle here BAD, these two angles are the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. Means we have already learned that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, when we add, we will get 180 degree. So angle BCD plus 100. Angle BCD means this angle BCD. Another angle is here. This angle, total angle we calculated here 100. So these two angles sum should be equal to 180 degree because they are opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. From here we can calculate angle BCD. Angle BCD is equal to 100 will come to the right side. 180 minus 100, that is equal to 80 degree. So angle BCD we have got as 80 degree. So the total angle is here now. We have to calculate angle ECD, means one piece ECD. One part of this 80 we have to calculate. If you know the other part, if you subtract from 80, it is easy for us to calculate. So next our aim should be, consider the triangle ABC. ABC, if you consider AB is equal to BC, it is given to us. Here it is, AB is equal to BC is given. So AB and BC are equal in this triangle ABC, in the sense by using the property angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Means angle BCA and angle CAB are equal. You can see here BCA and angle CAB are equal. Means here this is 30 degree, it is given to us. This 30 degree means this also will be 30 degree. That means angle BCA is equal to 30 degree. One part we have got. This is 30 degree. Now we have to calculate angle ECD. It is quite easy. Total angle we have 80. From 80, if you subtract this 30, we will get the remaining angle. That is, angle ECD is equal to 80 minus 30. The total angle is 80. We calculated before. Total angle is 80. And now we have got one portion, that is angle, this portion BCA, that is we have got as 30. If you subtract 30 from 80, we will get angle ECD. That is equal to 50 degree. So that is our answer. Angle ECD is equal to 50 degree. Next we shall discuss question number 7. If diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral are diameters of the circle through the vertices of the quadrilateral, prove that it is a rectangle. You have to go through the question and visualize it. If a diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral means 4 vertices are on the circumference of the circle, are diameters. Diagonals of the quadrilateral are the diameters of the circle. This is the given condition. You have to prove that it is a rectangle. When you visualize it, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral because the vertices are on the circumference of the circle A, B, C and D. Since the diagonals are passing through the center of the circle O, it is also the diameter of the circle. AC is the diagonal. Since AC is passing through the center, it is also the diameter of the circle. BD is a diagonal, and since it is passing through the center of the circle, BD is also the diameter of the circle. Then ABCD be a cyclic quadrilateral having diagonals BD and AC intersecting each other at O. Now consider BD as a chord. If you consider BD as a chord, this chord BD is making one angle at the circumference, another angle is at the center. Means BAD is the angle at the circumference and BOD is the angle at the center. And we know that angle BOD is 180 degree because it is a straight line, straight angle. And we have learned the relation between angle at the center and angle at the circumference. Angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. By using this property, we can say that angle BAD is half of angle BOD, angle at the center. That is equal to half of 180, that is equal to 90 degree. So angle BAD we have got as 90 degree. Let's label it on the diagram. Then this angle BAD and angle BCD are the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. So angle BCD plus angle BAD. angle BCD plus angle BAD is equal to 180 degree. We have learned even in the previous question we have applied also. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary, means when we add we will get 180 degree. So angle BCD is equal to angle BAD, we have already calculated here 90 degree. So BAD means plus 90 degree. This will come to the right side. So 180 minus 90, that is equal to 90 degree. So angle BCD we have got 90 degree. Then we have to consider another chord AC. So this way we have to consider. First we have considered BD as the chord. Now we have to consider AC, chord AC. If you consider the same statements only here, the chord AC is making one angle at the circumference and another angle at the center. So the angle at the circumference is here, that is green color, it is marked. Angle at the center is here, it is marked green color. So the same relation, angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. By using that, angle ADC, this angle is half of this one. So half of angle AOC. Half of angle AOC means half of 180, that is equal to 90 degree. So this angle AOC also 180 degree only because it is a straight angle. And don't confuse with the statement. Here the common statement we have used, angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. But if you want to calculate angle at the circumference, in the sense, just reverse order we have to think. Angle at the circumference is half of the angle at the center. That is what here we have written. One statement writing is enough. By using that we are writing the conclusion, that's all. Then as before, we have to take the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. Here this is green color marked, this one, and here also green color marked. So these two angles, simply if we say angle B and angle D are the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, their sum is 180 degree. So angle ADC plus angle ABC, ADC plus angle ABC is equal to 180 degree. And here angle ABC we have, angle ADC we have calculated 90 degree. So if you put ADC 90 degree means angle ABC we will get as 180 minus 90, that is equal to 90 degree. So angle ABC we have got 90 degree, ABC 90 degree, and angle ADC we have written here again 90 degree, angle ADC. So when you check, this angle is 90 degree. First we calculated, and from here we came to this angle. Here also 90 degree we have got. Thereafter we came to this green angle. Here also we got 90 degree. Finally we reached to this angle. Here also we got 90 degree. Then each interior angle is 90 degrees we have got. So it is a rectangle. So the given quadrilateral, cyclic quadrilateral is a rectangle. Move on to question number 8. If the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, prove that it's cyclic. Once again, if the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, prove that it is cyclic. Means cyclic in the sense, as we have discussed before, the four vertices are on the circumference of the circle we have to prove. Or else we have to prove any one property of the cyclic quadrilateral, that is opposite angles are supplementary, or some of the opposite angles is 90 degree. Any one we have to prove. So here, if the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, let's consider a trapezium ABCD with the AB parallel to DC. This is parallel side, and a non-parallel side means BC and AD. They are equal. So let's visualize it. ABCD is a trapezium in which AB parallel to DC. AB and DC are parallel, and the non-parallel sides are equal. Means AD and BC must be equal. That's what the given condition. We have drawn the trapezium. Now draw AM perpendicular DC, BN perpendicular to DC. So we have to draw two perpendiculars from A to DC and from B to DC. So let's draw it. Perpendicular in the sense, this angle is 90 degree. Here also the angle is 90 degree. So let's take this intersection point as M and N. So that AM perpendicular to DC and BN perpendicular to DC. Then in triangle AMD and BNC, AMD and BNC, these two triangles we have to consider, and we have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Quite simple. First condition is given to us in the question itself. AD is equal to BC. AD and BC are equal. It is given to us. that is non-parallel sides equal. So it is a given condition. Then next is according to our construction, angle AMD and angle BNC are equal. AMD and BNC are equal, both 90 degree by construction. Then AM is equal to BN. Here AM and BN are equal because this is also given condition only. It is a trapezium. Trapezium in the sense AB and DC are parallel. One pair of opposite sides parallel. AB parallel to DC. And this AM and BN are the distance between two parallel lines. That will be always same. So perpendicular distance between two parallel lines is same. Then triangle AMD is congruent to triangle BNC by using RHS congruence rule. So we have proved that these two triangles are congruent. By using CPCT, we can write angle ADC is equal to angle BCD. ADC, this angle ADC and angle BCD are equal. We have proved. Now, we already know that this AB and CD are parallel because it is a trapezium. So by using parallel line properties, this angle, that is angle BAD and angle ADC, when you add these two angles, these are the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. AB and CD are parallel lines and AD is a transversal. So these two are the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. If you add these two angles, we will get the sum 180 degree. That is angle BAD plus angle ADC is equal to 180. BAD plus angle ADC. When we add these two angles, we will get us 180 degree because angle BAD and angle ADC are on the same side of the transversal AD. This you have studied in class 7 parallel lines properties. So there we have learned these things. So you must go through it if you don't know the properties. So the previous statement we have written as equation number 1, that is our CPCT. And then now we have got a new statement by using parallel lines property. Label it as equation number 2. Then you substitute. Here angle ADC is there. In place of angle ADC, we have to substitute angle BCD. That is angle BAD plus angle BCD is 180 degree. So now let's label it this one, angle BCD. So here when you check, this is angle BCD. Angle BCD we have marked. Now let's just go through the diagram. Here you can see ABCD is a quadrilateral, means four sides are there. And we have come to the conclusion that angle BAD means this angle and angle BCD here, this green angle. So these two angles sum is 180 degree. By using equation number 1 we have written. So these two angles sum is 180 degree in the sense in this quadrilateral opposite angles adding time we have got 180 degree. So that is a property of cyclic quadrilateral. So opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary. We have learned before. So by using that property we can say that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral because the opposite angles adding time we are getting 180 degree. Since the opposite angles are supplementary, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Next we shall discuss question number 9. Two circles intersect at 2 points B and C. Through B, two line segments ABD and PBQ are drawn to intersect the circles at A, D and P, Q respectively. Through that, angle ACP is equal to angle QCD. First and foremost thing what we have to do is we have to visualize this question, because if you go through simply the lines we will not get the idea. So let's visualize it, the question, by using the given conditions. Two circles intersecting at B and C, and through B two line segments ABD and PBQ are drawn. So through B we have to draw two line segments, that is ABD and PBQ are drawn. to intersect the circles at AD, PQ. They are intersecting a circle at A and D, P and Q. Then we have to prove that angle ACP equal to angle QCD. So ACP and QCD are equal. Sorry, we have to prove angle ACP and angle QCD are equal. So let's form these angles. Let's join AC, PC, CD and CQ. From C we have joined all these points. Then here we have to prove angle ACP. ACP is equal to angle QCD. These two angles we must prove they are equal. Join chords AP and DQ. So we have to join AP and DQ. So let's join it. We have joined AP and DQ as well. Then for chord AP, if you consider this chord AP, angle PBA is equal to angle ACP. You can see here PBA, starting from P going to the circumference at B and coming back to A. Again ACP, starting from A going to the circumference at C and coming back to P. Same starting and ending points and on the same segment as well. So angle PBA and angle ACP are equal because angle in the same segment. Label it as equation number 1. Now let's consider chord DQ. Chord DQ in the sense, here it is DQ. And let's consider two angles, angle DBQ and QCD. DBQ, starting at D, going to the circumference at B, coming back to Q. Again QCD, starting from Q, going to the circumference at C and coming back to D. Same starting and ending point Q and D. And it is also on the same segment. So these two angles are equal by using the property angles in the same segment. Label it as equation number 2. Then since the line segment ABD and PBQ are intersecting at P, you can see here line segments ABD, ABD and PBQ are intersecting at B. Here you can see, here one angle is there, here one angle is there. These two angles are vertically opposite angles. They are equal. So angle PBA is equal to angle DBQ. PBA is equal to angle DBQ. So they are vertically opposite angles. Angles are equal. So now we have got three equations. First one is this one, second one is here, third one is here. So let's write these three together and consider the first and second equation. See, angle PBA is equal to angle ACP, and here third equation, angle PBA is equal to angle DBQ. First and third, if you consider, you can see left side it is angle PBA, here also angle PBA, here also angle PBA. Means since the left side are equal, right side also will be equal. Means we will come to the conclusion angle ACP is equal to angle DBQ. We have taken first and third. Okay, now we have to go for taking the second one, that is angle DBQ is equal to angle QCD. Now these two is gone, angle ACP, angle DBQ are equal, and angle DBQ is equal to angle QCD, means these two will be going, and finally we will be getting as angle ACP equal to angle QCD. So if you consider the final statement, first and third, if you take angle ACP and angle QCD are equal. Once again I will tell you this one, we have got three equations and we have collected here separately. Out of that, first and third we are taking together, angle PBA equal to angle ACP and angle PBA is equal to angle DBQ. Here left side is angle PBA, they are same, means the right side also will be same, angle ACP equal to angle DBQ. So when you combine these two, we will have angle ACB equal to angle DBQ. Now we have to take to the second one. Second one in the sense angle DBQ is equal to angle QCD. So here angle DBQ are same. Means finally we will get angle ACP and angle QCD are equal. So that we have to write angle ACP is equal to angle QCD by using equation number 1, 2 and 3. From equations 1, 2 and 3 we have angle ACP is equal to angle QCD. Let's see here, angle ACP P is equal to angle QCD. That is the statement we have to prove. So hope it is clear. All angles are here with the three letters we have represented. So you just go through it clearly and finally come to the conclusion. Angle ACP is equal to angle QCD. Next we shall discuss question number 10. If circles are drawn taking two sides of a triangle as diameters, prove that the point of intersection of these circles lie on the third side. If circles are drawn taking two sides of a triangle as diameters, let's consider a triangle ABC. Here two sides AB and AC I am taking. By considering AB as a diameter, I am drawing a circle. Again, I am considering AC as diameter and drawing another circle. So here two circles are drawn taking two sides of a triangle as diameters. Prove that the point of intersection of these circles lie on the third side. So here you can see one point is here, point of intersection. The another point is here. So this point lies on the third side we have to prove. When we draw accurate diagram, of course we will get the third point is on the third side. Point of intersection is on the third side. But we have to prove geometrically. And this question you must be careful because we are taking a contradictory assumption and proving it this statement. Contradictory assumption in the sense what we are seeing here just opposite of that we are assuming. Means just opposite of the reality we are assuming and we have to prove that our assumption is wrong. That way we have to prove. So just if you do not understand this one, please watch the video 1 or 2 times extra so that you will understand. Once again, here the point of intersection of two circles is on BC only. So we have to first assume that the point of intersection is not in BC. Somewhere else we have to assume. So first of all, let's write this one. ABC a triangle. Two circles are drawn AB and AC as a diameter. Let they intersect each other at D. Let D does not lie on BC. This is what I was telling before. Let they intersect each other at D. They are intersecting at D, but D does not lie on BC. But in the figure when we look, it is on BC only, but we are assuming that D does not lie on BC. So now join AD. So let's join AD. Angle ADB is equal to 90 degree. ADB is 90 degree. Reason is, have to be careful here. AB is the diameter. If AB is the diameter in the sense, whenever a diameter comes into the circle becomes two semicircles. So AB is the diameter in the sense ADB is a semicircle. ADB is a semicircle. So ADB is a semicircle in the sense angle ADB is the angle of the semicircle. So angle in the semicircle that is 90 degree. So that is the reason. Angle subtended by a semicircle that is 90 degree. So this is a statement. If you did not study that, you have to study it. So angle ADB is 90 degree. Same way angle ADC. You can see here ADC. AC is the diameter. If AC is the diameter means there are two semicircles and the upper portion ADC is a semicircle. Angle ADC is the angle at the semicircle that is 90 degree. So angle ADC is 90 degree. Same reason angle subtended by semicircle. Now angle BDC, from the diagram angle BDC means here there are two angles. If you add this angle, left side angle and right side angle together, we will get angle BDC. So angle BDC is equal to angle ADB plus angle ADC, right? Then angle ADB we have got 90 degree and angle ADC also 90 degree. So 90 plus 90 we have got as 180 degree. So angle BDC we have got as 180 degree. If angle BDC is 180 degree in the sense BDC is a straight line. So BDC is a straight line and our assumption was wrong. What was our assumption? Our assumption was D does not lie on BC. D is not on BC, D is somewhere else. That is what our assumption. But we just came to the conclusion that BDC is a straight line. BDC is a straight line in the sense D must come on BC. Then only BDC straight line will be formed. So BDC is a straight line and our assumption was wrong. Thus, the point D lies on the third side of BC of triangle ABC. So here, point D lies on the third side of triangle ABC. C. Hence the proof. Once again, I am telling this question is a little bit of confusing. So just go through it 1 or 2 times extra. Next, we shall discuss question number 11. ABC and ADC are two right triangles with a common hypotenuse AC. Prove that angle CAD is equal to angle CBD. ABC and ADC are two right triangles with common hypotenuse AC. So let's take two right triangles, but you may be wondering there is a circle outside. So here circle we have to draw at the last. We need to use circle at the end. But first if you draw the triangle and then if you draw the circle, it will be difficult task for you. That's why I have drawn first a circle, then inside the circle I just put the points A, B, C and D. I have drawn the triangles. So which one is convenient for you? That way I think this is the best way. We can draw first a circle, then put the points inside. Here ABC and ADC are two right triangles. Here you can see ABC and ADC are two right triangles having common hypotenuse AC. Hypotenuse AC in the sense hypotenuse is the longest side. So hypotenuse opposite angle is 90 degree. Means angle B is 90 degree here. Here angle D is 90 degree. Since AC is the hypotenuse opposite angle is 90 degree. So angle D is 90 degree. Let's start solving in triangle ABC. ABC have taken by using angle sum property. Angle ABC plus angle BCA plus angle CAB is equal to 180. Here I am not using any highlighter here because you must observe the diagram and learn to write. In the examination point of view, that is better. If we highlight and project that one, it may not be helpful for you when you appear a question in the examination. So you just go through the question and try to write down the angles. By using angle sum property, the sum of the three angles in a triangle is 180 degree. And here angle ABC you can check. ABC, as I have mentioned before, this is 90 degree because hypotenuse opposite angle. So 90 plus angle BCA plus angle CAB equal to 180 degree. Then BCA plus CAB is 190. 90 will come to the right side. 180 minus 90, that is 90 degree. Label it as equation number 1. One more triangle we have, that is ADC. ADC if you take same way by using angle sum property. Angle CDA plus angle ACD plus angle DAC equal to 180 degree. And angle CDA I have already explained to you. CDA means this angle, this is 90 degree. 90 plus the remaining two angles same, ACD DAC equal to 180. So from here angle ACD plus angle DAC is 90 will come to the right side, 180 minus 90, that is 90. Label it as equation number 2. Now what you have to do is you have to add these two equations. Add these two equations in the sense angle BCA plus angle CAB left side, here also angle ACD plus angle DAC left side together added, 90 right side, here also 90 right side, it is equal to 180. Now you can see you have to just group it. Four angles are there, you just group it. Angle BCA if you take, nearby angle is ACD. So these two you have to group it, BCA and ACD, and the remaining two you have to make it another group. That is angle BCA plus angle ACD plus angle CAB plus angle DAC. You can see CAB, DAC. Means if you group it these two together by adding, you will get a common angle, that is angle A. So BCA, ACD, BCA, ACD together we can write BCD plus CAB, DAC, CAB, DAC, these together we can write it as DAB is equal to 180. Label it as equation number 3. Just notice this one and keep BCD. You can see here BCD, DAB. So these two are opposite angles now. If you consider ABCD as a quadrilateral, means these two are opposite angles. Sum of the opposite angles we got 180 degree. Let it be equation number 3. It is given that angle B plus angle D. Here you can see angle B, I have already explained to you, angle B is 180 degree. Angle D also 180 degree because AC is the hypotenuse. AC hypotenuse in the sense opposite of hypotenuse is 90 degree angle. Here also same thing. So angle B and D 90 degree each. So 90 plus 90, that is equal to 180. Equation number 4. Now you can see Angle B and angle D are the opposite angles of this quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, previously we have proved this angle C and angle A sum is 180 degree, that also opposite angle. Here now we have proved angle B and angle D also 180 degree, opposite angles that also. That means from equation 3 and 4 we can see that quadrilateral ABCD is having sum of opposite angles 180 degree. So from here and here also we have come to the conclusion that sum of the opposite angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degree. And if the sum of the angles of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degree, means we have already learned it is a cyclic quadrilateral. So we have now come to the conclusion that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So consider the chord CD. If you consider the chord CD here, angle CAD and angle CBD. CD is the chord CAD, starting from C, going to A at the circumference and coming back to D. Again, another angle starting from C, going to B and coming back to D. Starting from C, going to circumference B, coming back to the end point D. So they are on the same segment. It means angle CBD and angle CAD are the angles on the same segment, so they are equal. So that is what we have to prove here at last. Angle CAD is equal to angle CBD. So that is a proof. Hope it is clear. Next, move on to the last question of this chapter. Prove that a cyclic parallelogram is a rectangle. Here also no diagram is available, so we have to draw the diagram and we have to go for the proof. Prove that a cyclic parallelogram is a rectangle. So let's take a cyclic parallelogram, that is ABCD is cyclic because A, B, C and D, the vertices are on the circumference of a circle. So we have ABCD is also a parallelogram. By using the given condition, we can say that ABCD is also a parallelogram and it is cyclic as well. You have to prove that ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD be a cyclic parallelogram means cyclic in the sense opposite angles sum is 180 degree. Angle A plus angle C is 180 degree, opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. Label it as equation number 1. And again we know that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, means angle A and angle C are the opposite angles of a parallelogram as well. So angle A is equal to angle C and angle B and angle D are also equal because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So when we substitute in equation number 1, angle A plus angle C is 180 degree. So angle A and C are equal. So angle A plus C replaced by again angle A equal to 180. So 2 into angle A is 180. Then angle A is equal to 180 by 2, that is equal to 90 degree. So we have got one angle is 90 degree. Angle A 90 degree means angle C also will be 90 degree. So since the parallelogram ABCD is having its one of interior angle is 90 degree, so it is a rectangle. So one angle 90 degree means of course angle C also will be 90 degree. By using the properties of parallelogram, again we can state that angle B and D also 90 degree. All angles you will get 90 degree here. So one angle proving 90 degree is enough. Since parallelogram ABCD is having its one interior angle as 90 degree, so it is a rectangle. Dear students, today we have completed chapter number 10, circles. I request all the students to go through all the exercises and solve the questions independently. And while solving, if you have any doubt, please note it and keep. We will discuss it during the online session. Thank you for watching.